Hello, hello, beautiful people. Happy Monday morning. Good morning. It's January 25th in my world. And yeah, it's morning for me. Sorry, everyone that's further ahead or people that are listening in the future. Today's calendar reading from the Calendar Mom Got Me, the inspirational quote one, says, "Don't let small minds convince you that your dreams are too big." I hope that this is something that everyone can see through. Usually when we have a negative interaction with people, it's usually about them and not us. So don't lose faith in yourself if you're dreaming big and going for the gusto. When people try to drag you down, it's not about that they don't think you're capable. Usually it has to do with something that's going on with them. That's my wisdom on that, my advice on that. But let's do today's reading. I don't understand the first quote, but here goes. Anonymous says, "Pray to God, row to shore." The sign in the antique store showed a fisherman in a rowboat being tossed about within a storm. The message was clear. The fisherman may have great faith, but now was not the time to put away the oars and kneel in prayer. It was time to pray and row. There we go. That makes it make more sense. Sometimes we find ourselves in a storm of trouble, a sea of problems, and we want God to get us out. We may even pray, "God, get me out of this mess." But like the man in the rowboat, the way out is not just by praying to God. The way out is to pray, ask for help, and take action. Do something to help ourselves. Praying to God won't keep us sober if we don't go to the 12-step meetings. Praying to God to heal our relationships with others won't help unless we're willing to make amends. Health and recovery are a combination of prayer, communication with our higher power, and a commitment to do our part. Today, help me to pray and take action. I'm always telling you guys we have to do the work. And this says it a whole lot more eloquently than me having my bossy voice on telling you to do your recovery work and do the thing. And this is another similarity between recovery and being on an adventure of entrepreneurship, because it's not like I could just pray for my businesses to flourish. I have to take a lot of action, and they talk about taking messy action a lot in the classes that we learn from. And what they're saying is don't be paralyzed by fear or by not having everything perfect. And I say that because it's going to be the same thing with your recovery journey. Don't get tripped up in the fear or the thoughts that would hold you back from taking action. It could be scary to walk into a meeting. It could be scary to have one of those difficult conversations with a family member. It could be scary to push your boundaries on your eating habits and wellness. Praying, faith, your spirituality journey, hopefully you're on a spirituality journey of some sort, is definitely a big piece of it. But expecting that to save us without taking action, it's just never going to work. It's just not. So it's important that, I know for my journey, it's been important that I have both. Now that I see it, like now I can believe in myself. Now I believe that I'm not in charge of everything. Now I believe that everything happens for a reason. All those things. And all those things help me push through. But I'm working long days. I'm talking to lots of people. I'm showing up best I can in recovery groups. It's not like because I have a recovery podcast that I don't go to group anymore. I still go to group 1, 2, 3 times a week. I have to do the things if I want a better life. My faith and awareness or belief system comes in with thinking that everything's going to be all right because I have this combination and because I am doing the things. Not an entitlement and a rewards thinking like, okay, I'll do the stuff and I'll have the faith and I'm entitled for everything to go well. Because you know what? Everything is not going to go exactly how I want it to go. From a coping perspective, having a belief that it's going the way it's supposed to makes life a lot easier. Oh, I apologize for my yawns this morning. I'm trying to fight them. I think maybe tomorrow is a week without coffee again. So I'm going to blame it on that. So it's interesting that they use another fisherman story. I feel like there's a story about flooding, or hopefully I don't screw this up. There's flooding and a man is on the top of the building and he's praying as the waters are rising and he's praying to God to help him. And a crew comes by in a rowboat and asks him to jump in. He's like, no, God's going to save me. And then, more time goes on and the water gets higher and somebody with a bigger boat comes by and he says, oh no, don't worry. God's going to save me. I don't need your help. And finally a helicopter comes and has one of those ropes because the water's getting so high, and he won't jump on the rope. And they're like, come on, what are you waiting for? And they're like, well, God's going to save me. And the guy dies and he goes to heaven. And I guess this is a joke, but I guess I'm not telling you in the joke way because I don't remember the actual punchline. I think it's more witty than how I'm about to say it. But he goes to God and says, well, why didn't you save me? And he's like, well, I sent you all these boats and this helicopter, and you just chose to not take the landline. He chose to not make the decision, not take the leap, not take the action to getting saved. So I don't know if I really screwed that up. If you heard it before, I know you know what I mean. If you haven't, I hope you see the value in it. I'm not a good storyteller at times. I'm such a believer that so much of our recovery and owning not gambling is our responsibility. I just believe that. Whether it's your responsibility to make the decision to quit gambling, whether it's your responsibility to make the decision to seek treatment or go to your doctor or ask for help, or to be transparent, or to listen to your fellows, when they've been somewhere and they're giving you advice, and whatever it is, it's your responsibility and no one else's. And that includes your higher power. You can't expect them, he, she, to get it done for you. It's just not going to work that way. You can't sit around praying all day and then expect results the next day or whenever, results in general. It's just not going to work. So pray, take action, believe, take action. And it doesn't have to be perfect action. That's why I mentioned the way that we're getting taught in our classes. If someone waits until every single aspect of every single thing is perfect before they go out and try to sell their product or coach or do their thing, they'll be waiting forever because nothing is ever perfect. So it's important that we at least try. I'll give you a secret tip on how to survive this. If you go out and you try and you stumble, you get to then have gratitude that you stumbled and that you can learn from that stumble. I always think of my stumbles and slips as I got them out of the way when the stakes were small so that I'll be ready when the stakes are big. That's how I look at it. So if something I do wrong or say wrong, or it doesn't go the way I plan, have you ever spoken in a conversation, or I don't know, it has to be out loud, but if you've ever been in a conversation, an important conversation, and then you walk away, so like your boss, your significant other, and you walk away and you wish that you had said XYZ, you can't go back in time. and you probably can't get it in after the important conversation. But maybe, what if, I love this what if thinking too, but what if that was a lesson for you to go, okay, I need to take notes and go in with notes when I have these kind of conversations, or I need to, be in a different environment, or whatever the things are. You then have the opportunity to fix it for the next time you're in a bigger conversation. So maybe it was with your boss. Maybe the next time is with their boss, but you have more skills. That's what I mean by the stakes growing. Or if you're in a relationship and you don't say the right things that you wanted to say, or you say something that doesn't connect with your spouse and you don't get the result that you're looking for, then maybe the next conversation you don't do that thing and you try something new and you are able to move forward in a different fashion. So that's what I mean by the stakes are growing. So do the work, guys. Take the action. Like I said, I know you hear me say that a lot, but I love the perspective of this reading today, bringing it home. And I hope that everyone out there finds their own balance, their own personal balance of faith, higher power, again, whatever their belief system is, and taking action, and that they find a way to incorporate both in their lives so that they can move forward in your best life. Like, that's what's important to me for you. Of course, I can't make that happen for you. So you have to, again, take action. I mean, me discovering what I believe in now all had to do with action. Like, step 11 came around, spirituality, prayer, meditation, all of that came up. Well, I couldn't do step 11 unless I put myself in those situations. So I had to explore. And I don't know if everybody, when they do the 12 steps, they do it quite as literally as the way I'm talking about, but I took the action to go figure out what the heck step 11 was about. Like, what is this spirituality stuff? What is this faith stuff? Let me go figure it out. It wouldn't have come if I didn't step foot in that church week after week, or if I didn't meditate and practice. It wouldn't have come if I didn't take action to do those things. So how's this for difficult? Have faith that having faith and taking action will work, because that's how I approached it. I didn't know what the end result would be on the other side of my journey. I just knew that I had to take the journey, and that's what taking action is. So I hope you have an action-packed day, beautiful people. I am going to get going. It's Monday morning with James is always how I start my week. So I'm off to a fun start in a little bit. Look forward to chatting with him every Monday. It's a good kickoff. He's one of my colleagues with the virtual assistant stuff, and he gets me centered so that I can take good action in my job stuff for the rest of the day. So that's where I'm at. All right, beautiful people. I love you. Have a great